What's up, LabCoat Agents? Suneet here today. We're all anticipating live next week. It's going to be awesome. One of the smartest people I know in the space, in lead conversion and tech space, and all that. He'll be there next week doing a breakout session. We thought it was a great opportunity to have him here with us this week. And I want to introduce Mr. Gabe Cordova from Firepoint. Gabe, take it away. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's just jump right in, short and sweet.
Let's do it. That's awesome. Thanks, friend. Yeah, we're super, super excited to be the title sponsor next week. Coming with some great stuff. And yeah, we kind of wanted to just chat a little bit. I'm gonna get to the privilege of talking to everybody a few different times. So one of the early speakers get to talk to you about some secrets of top agents. I think about structuring and really taking your business to that next level. We have a really fun main stage presentation on Wednesday that is going to be awesome. We're excited about that. And then what we're going to talk about today is kind of a highlight about breakout that we're going to do on Tuesday. And it's really about online lead conversion. And people want to know, my last full year before I switched over into Firepoint and helping on the CRM side, our team did over 800 sales. Almost all of those were online lead gen. All right. So we want to share with you guys things that you can do, right? And this is a combination. We're not just talking PPC or Facebook. It's those. It's also Zillow. It's Realtor. Every online lead is a viable source. There's just different time frames on those. We've talked multiple times about cash conversion cycles. We'll talk more about it in San Diego. But what I want to do is spend, 20, 30 minutes max. I want to make this short and sweet for everybody, kind of a highlight of things that you can be doing, how to leverage your technology, things to look for that they're probably built into your system that you're not even using, because you've been doing this for a long time, and it doesn't matter how many tools we have in front of us, sometimes we don't open up that toolbox and use them all.
Awesome, dude. I can't wait. I love hearing you speak and getting all your present. Yeah, I just love it. Let's just dive deep, brother.
Yeah, what everybody didn't hear is at the beginning when we first started talking, he's like, man, I've been seeing you everywhere. Will you please stop talking? Awesome. And then I love answering questions too, guys. So at the bottom, there's a Q&A section. You can type in questions. Would love to answer questions as we're going. I typically get super energized and just rolling really fast. So please ask those questions. Let us know what we can do, and if we can go deeper. If I'm saying something that doesn't make sense, like PPC, if you don't know what PPC means, raise your hand, ask us. That's pay-per-click, right? The ads on Google that we're all used to seeing. So what I'm going to do, Suneet, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen if that's all right.
Perfect, man. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
we're gonna dive in and just kind of start looking at some stuff. So let me move some of these controls out of the way. Suneet, can you see the screen here? Should be looking at our dashboard.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. So a couple things that I want to talk about, guys, is when it comes to taking that business to the next level, you want to do more than the average agent. We have to have systems in place. We have to have tools at our fingertips so we can start working smarter, not harder. That's why not everybody is a top agent in their market, because not everybody's going to actually implement and put systems and tools in place. And I don't know about you, Suneet, but to me, that the CRM and your technology is the foundation, and everything builds up from there.
100%. Absolutely.
So what I want to talk about today and kind of highlight some things is working smarter, not harder. We only have so much time in the day, right? And I'm no stranger to work. I love working, but if I can work a little bit smarter and not as hard, I'm all for it. I want that work-life balance. So some things I want to talk about today, and these might sound basic, but when we dive in, it's going to start making sense. But one of the big ones that I want to click on here, and once we get the video web share going, the system moves a little bit slower here. Idaho internet at its best, Suneet. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Idaho.
We're in Idaho, so in fact, I might even have one here. So I'm just going to click open one of these leads. But when we talk about statuses, almost every system is going to have a status that you can look at, that you can play. But I think what happens is when leads are coming in, we're not all on the same page as far as what we're going to do with these statuses and how we're going to use them. So I'm just going to pull up one here, and I'm going to go through. I'm going to give you what I would recommend. All right, when you can get the team, yourself, everybody, and when I say team, guys, you might be a team of 2, 3, 4, or 5, or a large team. But if you're sitting there thinking, well, shoot, Gabe keeps saying team, but I'm on my own, as an individual agent, you are a team, right? There's people within your office that you're turning paperwork into. You work with lenders, you work with title companies, right? Everybody has to be on the same page. And whether you know it or not, that's you're a team of one, but you are building that team. All right. And when you start coming and we're talking lead conversion, all these leads have statuses. I'm going to go through again. I'm just going to touch base on a few things. But when you start understanding what your statuses are, we can start working smarter, not harder, and that'll come into play here in a second. So, new to me. All right, when a lead comes in and it's new, that means it's new. I've done nothing with it. All right. As soon as I reach out, I don't care if I get a voicemail that's a generic saying, "Hi, you've reached 208-555-1212." There's no voice, no nothing. To me, that status goes to unknown. I don't know who they are, right? I don't know anything about them, but I've reached out. It is not new anymore. New to me, or if you're on my team or you were on my team, means nothing has been done. Action needs to be taken. All right. Cold, somebody who we've talked to, we've established they're a real person. That means this name, something is correct. They're not unknown anymore, but they're a long ways out, right? Super long. We don't know what's going on. They own a home or they're going to buy, but it's definitely well over a year. We don't know what's going on, right? Nurture. Again, we've identified who they are. We know something about them. And to me, they are less than a year out. All right, less than a year, or they're a super solid lead. Sometimes I will put, we're going to touch base on this later, people I've sold a home to. I'm not a fan of closed. Again, we're going to talk about that more later. I'll put them in nurture, right? There's somebody that I've already earned. I want to keep them close. All right, statuses start mattering when you're looking at your leads list and what's going on. If everybody goes into an archive or cold because they're a long way out, they don't seem as important. Hot, we're actively looking, right? We've either set an appointment, and then that's already passed, or we're looking, but we're talking almost every day. They are ready to go. Appointment set, self-explanatory, met in person, but maybe they're not likely to do anything right now, but I want to know that I've met them, and so on. These are the big ones, though, that I want to talk about: new, unknown, cold, nurture, and hot. I'm going to come back to closed here in a second. So it'll make more sense as I start going out.
I really like that met in person, likely and unlikely. You're the only guy that has that, and
Yeah, well, it's different, right? It is, because we might meet people and think, man, we had a great conversation, but unlikely that I'm not going to work with them or they're not going to work with me. That's a different category. That's a different follow-up campaign than somebody who I've met that we had great rapport, but they're just a year or 18 months out, right? Two different follow-up strategies. So, and it met with person likely. The reason that I would use a separate from hot is, hey, we met, but we're probably not talking every single day. But I met them, and that's a little bit hotter or more important category than nurture to me. I love coming in and just seeing who have I met with that's likely that's not to hot. What do I need to do to get them to that next category? Make sense?
love that, man. Love it.
Sweet, sweet. All right, so status is super important. But now I want to talk to you guys. You guys have got to use the filters in your system, right? Your system has these, they should probably have some of the same, but what happens is when I come, and I'm just looking at a leads list here, right? So I'm looking at everything that's coming in, and we look, and most of them default based on when the leads came into the system, when they registered, whether it was a PPC, Zillow, whatever it was, they register, right? Which is fine. You can see that these ones just came in today. They're new, right? Nothing's happened with them. I know when I see new, because if I start understanding these statuses, that nothing's happened. As a team lead or as an agent, I need to reach out. Something needs to happen immediately. All right, we can scroll down. I can tell these people have already been reached out on my team. They didn't make contact. That's the importance. I can instantly look. Again, we're talking about working smarter, not harder. If I'm a team lead or even a partner on a team, I know these people have been reached out to. No contact was made. But I scroll down, look, I can see where holes are. You know, we've got some people coming in unknown because they probably came in off of a sign call or something like that, so we don't know who they are yet. But I can, if we're using statuses correctly, I know this person was reached out to, but is a long ways out, right? So statuses are important when we go to these next categories. What I want to talk to, though, is, guys, you have got to use filters and sorts within your database so that we know what's going on. Because in the real world, what I think happens, I'm just going to show you something, is I think agents and teams live and die by tasks. You ever had that terrible feeling, that monkey on your shoulder, or that weird like haunting, like you've got all these overdue tasks for people on your team? You just get lost, because what happens is you start putting tasks on everybody. And I'm a fan of tasks, don't get me wrong, but we can get buried by doing tasks. All of a sudden we have all these overdue tasks, got all these upcoming tasks, and I can just die all day long working through my tasks, what's going on. Not saying don't do tasks. So if you're a team lead out there, don't send me hate mail, but I just want to show you some better ways of finding gold in that database and converting online leads. That's why we're here. All right. So there's two different ways of doing that. Again, get away from creation date. Guys, one of my favorite, I live in this section. And again, so what I'm telling my CRM to do now, or Firepoint, you can do it in yours, is now filter my leads list by the last login. If I'm going to sit down and I want to think about who I'm reaching out to, I want to reach out to people who are thinking real estate, who are looking at homes, thinking that right now. It makes my follow, it makes prospecting so much better if I know. So I know Pete was on less than a minute ago. He's cold, so he's a long time out. So I'm going to quickly look, when was the last time that he had been reached out to? I've got a note. It's been 3 months. This instantly tells me, hey, this person hasn't been touched in 3 months. It's probably good for a call, even if he has a task or doesn't, right? Because he's literally on the website thinking real estate right now, right? Here's Michael in a nurture. What's going on? 16 days ago, it's been a couple weeks. I can see that Larissa reached out. What's going on? But I can filter through and see, do I have any potential drop balls? What's going on, right? Who's thinking real estate and am I thinking of them? So I can instantly tell Pete is probably, oh, look, it looks like Rocker Box just reached out actually to them. So they just got me a few minutes ago. So I think he's good to go. All right. But I can love it when somebody's reaching out. We like to leverage our time and everything, right? So I can see who's in here. So June 15th, I can see a template went out, right? Template went out, right? They inquired on a property. Okay, so here we go. This is a real life account too, Suneet. So this isn't calling anybody. Somebody gave us access to their account. So we're not calling anybody out. But when I'm constantly looking at a list of active people, look at this right here. I can see that this person had an inquiry on the 29th. They literally inquired on this property right here. So we're in a hot market in Boise. It's sold, so it's no longer on the market. But guess what? There was a dropped ball right here. By looking at what people are looking at, inquiry came out on the 29th, and on the 30th, I can tell right now that this was a mass email, a templated email. Sure. Look, a day went by. Oh no, it wasn't even a day. Shoot, look at this. A month went by. No response. A month. A freaking month. Here you go, guys. Gold in your database. What is this? The second of 27,000 leads. Just by filtering by last visit, I can see an opportunity came out. Nothing ever happened, right? And then another mass email went out. So because this agent, and this isn't picking on Larissa, again, we appreciate the fact that they're doing this as a learning lesson. We've all dropped the ball. I have dropped the ball over and over, but this is what we learn from. By coming in and just filtering, saying, hey, who's on my website? And again, sorry for the delay. Who's on my website right now? And that was, I think, Michael. We have him marked as nurture, meaning, hey, they're less than a year buying. We've had a conversation. He reached out. By just filtering like this, I found somebody within a minute who's thinking real estate that we didn't touch base on, right? If you could find these opportunities in your database, you're going to start reaching out more. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this for this team lead right now. I'm going to go at Larissa. Please reach out ASAP on inquiry last month.
So real quick, Gabe, I have a question for you. Sure. So your first favorite filter is last login.
Last login. Absolutely. And what I'm looking for is who is on my website right now thinking real estate. And I'm going to toggle through them like I just did, because what I'm looking for are missed opportunities, or is this person on my website right now and we haven't reached out recently? Does that make sense? It's because I'm going to get to my tasks, but if I can just make sure I'm talking to people often enough who are thinking real estate, sometimes your tasks don't matter as much. And again, I don't want hate mail because I'm all for tasks. But we can do this. So I can see there was so this person's on right now. They're marked as hot. They're coming through. I'm just taking a quick glance. We're looking for houses that you're sending. Thank you. Not sure what we want to do yet on the 17th. And see, I'm finding coaching opportunities this quick. Look at the response time. All right. Then it looks like a task. If I'm the team lead here, I'm like, wait a second. What were these tasks? I want to know. Let me just click on the details. So they had a description to touch base. There was no resolution, right? Here's the thing, guys. If you're going to do tasks, you need to have a resolution. This drives me crazy, Suneet, when I see a task crossed off. And here's what we've solved this for you. When the agent goes, let me do this again. If I'm the agent and I've got this touch base, which was due yesterday, when the agent goes to check it off, we know the pains that we're going through. We need to know what happened. We prompt you. What's the resolution? All you have to do is type it in before you complete it. And we'll know what the resolution is, right? But they didn't do it. So I'm looking, another email came in on the 14th. So there was actually a response. So hopefully we haven't dropped the ball there. And he has a follow-up again yesterday. So not horrible. It's not not the best, but we're going through because we're finding people. That's a new one that just came in. I'm just going to go through a couple here real quick, just to show you what I'm looking for, what you should be looking for when you're toggling through. That's a test lead that I threw in there a second ago, so we won't pick on that one. That's the one that I just did, right? So I don't know if you caught what I was doing, because I saw this property inquiry come in. So all I did is use the @ sign I mentioned, just like we do in social media, right in the notes field. So at Larissa, please reach out. So Larissa just got a text and an email from the team lead, Tom, that linked right back, said, hey, with this note, please reach out as soon as possible. All they have to do is click the link in that text, and they're on this lead profile looking at this. And look, that lead is on right now. And I can tell you, see, it just gets better. Look, this lead was referred from an agent. I can tell because there's a note right here, right? So a little bit of just a little bit of a coaching opportunity available here. So by just filtering by last login, we're going to see any updates that are happening that are coming in. I was just going to go through a couple more. And again, this is real life. I didn't cherry pick these. I just filtered this database by last login, and you can typically find opportunities without going too far into it. So,
dude, this is like so relative to a conversation I had yesterday with one of the new guys on my team, is filtering and just making smarter calls. So
way smarter calls, right? Isn't it make it, if you're placing a call to somebody who's on your website right now looking at homes, doesn't your confidence level go up that everything you're doing is just going to go up, higher before you make that call?
Sure.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, we're going to go back out to the list. I'm going to show you my second favorite way. And man, these webinars, video webinars, as we start sharing, slows everything down so much. Come on. We're loading in there. Come on, what's going on? All right, here we go. So here's another one. So this is the last login. All right, we got to go deeper than that. Just because somebody's logging in doesn't mean they're thinking real estate, right? Come down, guys, and start filtering favorites. Who on my website is currently saving favorites? So what I'm telling it right now is, hey, in the last 7 days, we're looking at this number right here, right? In the last 7 days, I want you to filter through these 27,800 leads and tell me who's saving favorites. All right, and the larger the database, it doesn't normally take this long in a short webinar, but the larger the database is literally going to look through, and it's going to now sort this entire list by them. So now, boom, Margarita, who I have as an unknown status, in the last 7 days has looked at 34 homes and has saved 15 favorites.
What the?
So I can now tell that what's going on. So now I'm going to click in and go, okay, what's going on with this person? What has the agent done what they needed to do? Perfect. So this is a great example. Love it. So this is their lender. So, hey, Michelle, I'm about ready to apply for a home loan, right? June 19th, they came in, which was 2 days ago, and that came in at 11 p.m. So at 9:46, boom, Michelle, love it. At 9:46, respond, are you applying for a home loan in Idaho? This is the lender. And then I love it. So this is a perfect example of how you use technology to work smarter, not harder. She logs her email, and then look, the lender notifies the agent, because I can see who's on there. At Shauna Margaret responded to an email. I've responded to her. I'll try and get the activity. So because Michelle did this at Shauna, the agent on this, got a text and an email from the lender with one click is back on this lead profile looking at what's going on. Great way of communicating. All right. So they're thinking. So I'm just going to toggle through and look at the next one. Okay. The next person that saved the most amount came through. Nobody answered. Lead hung up on me. This is real life. Leads hang up on us. Not everybody's super sweet. But again, because I'm filtering this by the people who are looking at favorites in the last 7 days, I know the most amount of people. So look, here's another mass email. What a crazy month that went out today. I'm looking for communication. Michelle, she messaged me a bit. Her grandparents help her pay full. So that was June 7th. We're probably due, right? The mass email, this is when I start looking at and I'll reach out to my agent and say, hey, maybe a phone call here. They're currently on. They've saved the second amount of favorites in the last 7 days. Reach out to them, right? So we're just filtering out by a different way. So there's last login, they're logging on site. Doesn't mean they're actually looking at properties, but then there is actually clicking on favorites and looking at those. So the next one that I want to do, let's take it a step further. Well, let's go on this even. You know what? Hey, well, maybe your database isn't this big. All right. You know what, system? In the last 30 days, who saved the most favorites? Because this is probably going to change, right? Let's look at this. So we've got Margarita and Allison. So Margarita's still up at the top. So is Allison, 30 days, but we might have added some additional people. So here's somebody who's cold that wasn't on the list. And in 30 days, they've saved 8 favorites. So about every 4 days, they're saving a favorite, right? People that you just need to look at how they're saving. Again, just working smarter, not harder. The other one I'm a big fan of is then just property views. Maybe they're in there at least clicking, but they're not saving favorite. So we're going back into this number here is actually how many how many times are they actually, or how many properties they're viewing. Maybe they're not saving favorites. This is a great way to look at them and saying, hey, maybe they're just not seeing what they're at. So we got Greg Saylor, so we got somebody who must be a listing, 245 active person, 227 homes. Courtney wasn't even on the list based on favorites, right? But Courtney is on the list based on how many property views, what's going on. So I'm going to look at it again as a team leader. If I'm the agent, what's going on? Right, so June 11th, follow up on offer. So it looks like they got an offer. So as a team lead, I'm not too concerned. I know we didn't drop a ball. And I'm just going to toggle through these. Once you've got your system down, you can do these filters quick over and over and get through them. So I can see, you know what, 4 minutes ago, perfect. Look, this agent's on it. They're texting back and forth. I can see their text conversation, everything that's going on. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. I'm just going to go to the next lead, right? Again, I can get through these really quick and see what's happening. All right, no, here we go, drop ball. Fourth lead, literally would have taken me, if I wasn't talking about it, 30 seconds to get here. Inquiry, this person on June 18th, 3 days ago, inquired on a property, right? Here's the property, it's still on the market. It's 265,000, and I can see that the agent has not responded.
Wow. That would drive me crazy.
Right? But you see how quickly, if we're looking at people who are on the website doing things, this is how, and if you do this every morning. So when I was my team lead, guys, or when I was actively selling on my own as well, before I started just running the team, this was my morning. My first 10 to 20 minutes was filtered by last login, filtered by favorites, filtered by property views. You can literally do it in 10, 15 minutes, and you're just toggling through looking for dropped balls. And it's going to happen. Are you going to, at the end of doing this so long, ever get to the point where you never have a drop ball? No, that's not realistic. But as long as you can spot them, right? If you're the team lead, if you can spot them, guys, or if you're the agent and you know you can go through and find these, if it slipped through the crack, I get it. I was there. We're busy. I was showing property when this inquiry came in and I forgot to come back. You just have a system in place where you come through and look at these. It's just really easy to identify them, right? It's not about beating ourselves up because we dropped the ball. It's just making sure that we pick it up before it rolls away. Make sense?
Great. So really quick, Gabe,
yeah.
When you're making these calls, what kind of script do you use, being such a pro at this, just to call these people without seeming creepy, like, hey, I'm tracking every step that you take?
So I mean, it depends on the process, right? Are we talking when they first register or something like this?
Something like this.
Okay, so all right, perfect. So again, I don't want to seem creepy. So if I see this has already happened and I took this away, or if I was this particular agent, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on, I'm going to use a dialer, which I'm not going to because this is a real lead. But as soon as a person picks up the phone, first thing that I'm going to do is call her by name. All right, here's what drives me crazy, and it's going to hurt your sales guys. If this person picks up and it's a female, I know I'm reaching out to a Jennifer, right? No, it's a Jennifer. If it's a female, I'm not going to go, here, be my Jennifer, Suneet, answer the phone. Let's do this. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jennifer? I hate that. Yeah, I hate that, guys. Get away from it. As soon as somebody asks you if you're you when they call your phone, the guard goes up. The guard goes up. All right. I hate it. So to me, it's, hey, Jennifer, Gabe Cordova here at Core Group Realty. Wanted to reach out on the property you're interested in on 19th Street in Boise. Stop. Identify immediately why you're calling. Perfect. And Jennifer's going to be like, yeah, that was like 3 days ago. And if I've dropped the ball, guys, I'm going to own it, but I'm going to have a reason for it. Yeah, Jennifer, I know you just kind of been leisurely looking, so I didn't want to be right on you, creeping on you, but wanted to make sure, what questions did you have or how can I help? I'm going to have some sort of excuse or reason why I didn't call right away. I didn't want to think that I just dropped the ball. All right. I'm going to have a reason for it. Normally, if I was right on this, it's, hey, Jennifer, Gabe Cordova here. Saw you just sent in a couple questions on 19th Street in Boise. How can I help you? Just get right to it. Short and sweet, right? As agents, we tend to talk too much, and I'm one of them. But be short and sweet. Identify when you're prospecting who you are and the purpose of your call. And the guard doesn't come up as high, right? It's going to come up a little bit. But when you have that awkward, is this Jennifer? Jennifer's thinking, yes, it is. Do I want to tell them that this is me? Do I not want to? Who the hell's calling?
You just called me. Like,
yeah, you should know. Guys, if you're reaching out, especially if it's a brand new lead and you've never heard before, if the sound of the voice matches what it looks like, assume it's that person. Let them tell you right. It just, the guard comes down. All right. And I think we're going to go in deeper in San Diego when we go into this is those first few steps. So I'm going to go deep into that in San Diego in my breakout session on what to do to get the most conversion right off the bat, what to say, what to text, and all that. We're gonna go through all of that.
Killer.
Makes sense?
I'm gonna
Yep.
be in there for sure.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So again, the filters are huge, guys. That just helps you work smarter, not harder. We'll go into it even deeper than that, but those are just quick, easy things that you guys can be looking for and doing so that you don't. I mean, we only spent a few minutes looking at those, and we found two huge missed opportunities, right? Huge missed opportunities that could just be happening right away. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the newer leads, because the other thing I want to show, and I shared this with Tristan a little bit, but the number one mistake that I keep seeing with people when internet leads are coming in, right? And our Facebook and our PPC leads are the least expensive. So a lot of people are doing them, and agents give up way too soon. Guys, when you have forced registration, meaning you're going to a website, I'm just going to show you in case you're not familiar. We go to a website and we start looking at homes, and anything that pops up saying we have to register. This is what I mean by forced registration. When we're forcing somebody to give us their information, that lead is going to take longer to close, guys, because they didn't volunteer anything. Realtor.com, Zillow, they're raising their hand saying, hey, I have a question on 123 Main Street. We're forcing them to give us information. We're going to get bad information, all right? And they're going to take longer to close. We just have to understand that. So what I want to make sure what people are doing, and I'm going to pick a PPC lead. So we're looking real world example here. Kia came in, looks like just a little bit ago, all right? Biggest mistake these people are making. So let me just back up, sorry. So it looks like they reached out, nobody made contact, a text was sent, no response. That's gonna happen, expected if you're doing Facebook and PPC lead generation, all right? Short of the first reach out and the text that we're sending, the most important thing that we can do is get them on a safe search, guys. I talked about this with Tristan. They're coming to your site because they Googled something, homes for sale in Boise or whatever it was. Probably homes for sale, yep, in Boise, looking at homes. The one thing that's going to get them back to the website, because it was 11 hours ago since they've been here, is sending them pretty pictures of pretty homes in the area they want. Number one mistake, agents are not setting them up on a safe search. It's just not happening. It's a step that gets missed, and it's critical. Everybody in your database should be on a safe search, all right? I don't care if you just sold them a home, right? My script changes. We're all used to what, sending out property lists, property alerts to people when we're showing a property. I'm sure you do it, Suneet.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully from your CRM, not your MLS. And that's what helps them find the one that they're going to say, hey, go show this to me. So just change your script at closing, guys. And I know I'm getting a little off topic here, but everybody should be on a safe search. At closing, hey, Suneet, again, congratulations on the purchase of your home. You know those listings I've been sending you through this whole process to help find this perfect dream home? Do you remember seeing those?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. What I'm going to do now, a lot of my past clients love that once a month, I'm going to send you an email of homes around this home that you're buying. Once a month, you're going to get an email from me of those homes and what they're listed at. So you kind of always know what's going on around you. So I'm just going to start sending that to you once a month.
Sounds great. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. Don't ask permission. They always say yes. And all I'm going to do is change this. So everybody's like, well, I don't have people already bought on a safe search. Well, you should. It's different than sending in property values. It's once a month something going to them of value because they love knowing what's going on around them, and it's keeping your name and face in front of them. Sorry, I got sidetracked. All right, new lead. Second most important thing, short of contacting them immediately, is the safe search. So you can see we had the system set it up. Don't rely on the system setting it up, all right? You guys have got to be better about it. This one didn't do too bad because it did a big enough price point, but what's happening, what I typically will see, in fact, let me back up, is an agent's going to come in, they're going to say, all right, well, they came in and they looked at a property in Boise for $459. I'm just going to create a new one. So they're going to come in, if they do it, and again, this is the biggest thing that gets missed, they're going to come in and go, all right, well, I'm going to do Boise, and they looked at 459, so I'm going to probably do, I don't know, 425 to, I don't know, 480. They're going to do like what we would once we've talked to somebody, right? Because everybody searches in price ranges. They're going to do this, and they're going to get a result similar to this. Okay, again, we've never spoke to this lead. They looked at one home in Boise, and so we're going to take this assumption that this is what they're looking for. All right, and then an agent's going to be like, ooh, well, they're probably really not looking this far out and this far, so, maybe I'm going to come down here and just pick an area because this is where that one home is that they looked at, and they're going to send this. All right, save and start emailing. Whoops, save email once a day. Critical mistake, guys. You have never spoke with this person. All right, you have never spoke with them. Do not limit yourself. If they came in and they looked at one home at 459, I'm going to come in here at the max. I'm probably going to do about 750,000. And before you guys start yelling at me, please don't. There's a method to my madness. I'm going to go 300,000. Perfect. I'm at 344. I want to be over 300. I'm going to hit save. Do you know why I'm doing this, Suneet?
So they get a ton of emails from you.
Well, I'm going to only send it daily. I'm only going to send it daily. So I'm still going to get once a day, right?
I have no idea then, man. Lay it on me.
All right. If I do that search and I get it, even if they looked at 3 homes in the same neighborhood, I didn't talk to them and they didn't personally tell me they're looking for homes in that neighborhood, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open it up to where I get to about 300 people, because we all know how save searches work, right? Once I hit save, it's going to send that initial list. When does the next one go out?
When a new house hits the market.
Or one changes price that met that criteria.
Sure.
All right. If we do a safe search and there's only 20 or 30 homes that today meet that criteria, what are the chances tomorrow a new one's going to come on the market, or one of those 23 have a price change?
Yeah, pretty slim.
Pretty slim, right? I need something to go out to somebody who I haven't spoke to every single day, because the number one thing that's going to bring them back to my website is pretty pictures of pretty homes, and that's safe searches, guys. All right. So I'm going to open this up way bigger so that it's 344 still daily. I'm going to save that one, right? Oh, I need to tell where to send. Hit save, right? The subject's going to be so I'm going to do that one. That one's sent by the team. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to pause this one. I don't need that one going. Or I could have just edited that one, but I created a new one. I want something to go every day, every single day, guys. Now, I get it. Nobody is searching from $300,000 to $750,000. I get it. But what's going to happen is this prompts, and we're going to go way deeper into this in San Diego. This prompts my next follow-up, right? Because in my follow-up, what I want to do is, our whole point of this follow-up, right, is to get them to engage with us. Once we have a conversation, my chances go up. You've heard it. You're at conferences all the time, Suneet. Most people work with the first person they make contact with.
Sure.
Right? I'm begging them to correct me. I deliberately set up this safe search bigger than what I know they're going to do. So what I'm going to do is, I'm a big fan of video emails because I want them to know that I'm a real person. I want their business. I just don't want to be a name at the bottom of an email. Come on, internet. Come on. Let's try this again. Come on. There we go. All right. So now that I set up that safe search, I'm begging them to correct me. So what I'm going to do is something like this. All right. I'm just going to do it live for you guys. Put me on the spot.
Cool.
Hey, Kaya, this is Gabe Cordova here at Core Group. Hey, thanks again for visiting my website. I want to let you know I'm going to start sending you listings in the Boise area. I didn't really narrow down the details too much because I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for. So if you see that those are out of whack a little bit, let me know how I can really refine that to make sure it's a perfect home for you and your family. All my contact information is below. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.
Money, Gabe. That's money, bro.
So, guys, this is a service industry and we lose sight of it. People want to get information that's important to them, right? So all we have to do, we got to name this crap, and I'm not going to send this, but when you guys use embedded video into your email, it'll save it. If you're familiar with how BombBomb works, the way we did our integration is it puts that first 3 seconds in there so they know it's a real person. Guys, ask them to correct you. Tell them that you deliberately made it too big, because they're going to reply and go, hey, Suneet, hey, thanks for those homes. Yeah, we're really in that 420 to 460 range in this area. Guess what? The whole dynamic just changed. They just came very close to hiring you on. They just asked you to start providing a service. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good tip. Yeah, that's cool. Written down.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, that's like 4 or 5. We're going to go much, much deeper. We're already like 34 minutes in. Did we have, and I didn't look, let's see. Do we have any questions over there? I wasn't even looking.
I don't see any.
All right.
And none on the group. So yeah. I would say for right now, we do not.
Cool. That's good. And so the other things I want to show you guys when we get in there is I want to start showing you how to leverage that database. Everybody's like, who wants more sellers? All of us, right? They're like, how do we find them? So I also want to show you guys how to find the sellers in that list and what you should be doing. So I've got 2, 3 sweet things for you guys that you're going to be like, holy crap, I didn't even know what was going on. So
speaking my language, show me the list. I want them all.
Yes, yeah. So it's good stuff. It's super easy for those of you that aren't used to using a CRM and stuff like that. They're easy. It's just getting the tools that are there, opening it up, and using them, right? You got to get through that toolbox and just use them. We want to make it super easy for you. Do you have anything else for me?
No, man. I mean, I I mean, so looks like we've been looking at Firepoint the whole time, the system. Can you tell us a little bit about the price and different packages you guys have on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And it was cool because Tristan actually brought it up last time. We had just kind of announced, like, well, we hadn't actually announced. He called me out. We actually just he'd heard through the grapevine from someone, put me on the spot. We just came out with a new product because we've always been $350 a month for 5 users. That's the front-facing website, the back-end CRM, transaction manager, everything in there. That's everything except for your marketing spend. But we realize not everybody's a team of 5, right? And so we believe in getting people in with a CRM and that foundation piece and building up. So we just came out with our Ignite product, which is 2 users, and it's $199.
Oh,
Still the
nice.
front-facing website and the back-end CRM. It allows people to grow from there. So we're really just starting to announce that and get it out there. So we'll have that in full force for LabCoat live next week. But yeah, if they're interested, you can just go to firepoint.net and get information from there. In fact, what we can do is if you're watching this and or you're going to LabCoat, ask them for the LabCoat conference special. So
Awesome.
we're
Yeah,
waiving the second month for everybody if they're part of LabCoat and doing the conference. So you can say you're on this webinar and I offered it to you as well.
we can post some information in the groups as well.
Yeah,
Finally,
absolutely.
Gabe, awesome. Like I have 2 pages of notes and stuff I'm gonna go to my CRM right now and look at. I can't wait to see you next week.
Yes, we're excited.
Great. Yeah, it's going to be so great. Just there's so many speakers, so many great vendors. There's so much stuff to share and learn. Like I'm beyond excited.
It is. It's going to be a good time.
Yes. Thanks again for coming on. And guys, we'll see you all next week in beautiful San Diego.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Suneet.
See you later.
Bye.